If Delaware or Rhode Island had lost that much territory, the United States would have only 49 states.
Right now we are on Lake Verret. Lake Verret is on the outside of the Atchafalaya Basin now since the 1940s. They built the levees so this area wouldn't flood as much. And it looked like the last 20 years we've been sinking our water levels from when I was a young kid. These cypress trees didn't start growing in water. They were growing in mud. And now the water's higher and now they're in the water. With the rise in sea levels, it's already disappearing quick because we got so much coastline. So, you know, your hurricanes are gonna cause more damage because they're gonna come further inland. And all your Gulf Coast states are gonna be impacted. I think Louisiana's gonna be the worst. And even the East Coast, you know, all the way up to New York, all your low-lying areas. I mean, I don't care if you're on the East Coast or the Gulf Coast, you're gonna be in trouble.
Efforts are underway to stem the tide and rebuild the coast. Thanks to settlement diversion projects like this one, you're looking at the newest land in Louisiana.
If you walk 4 feet in there, you will disappear. Not forever, you can turn around and walk back, but
this was all open water.
all of it. See all them birds? There's 184 species of birds here in the wintertime. On the other side, 10.
So my name is Captain Ryan Lambert. I've been guiding these waters for 45 years now in Buras, Louisiana. I've watched the land on the west side with no diversions completely disappear, 100% devastation. At the same time, with a very few little crevasses and diversions on this side, I watched it grow.
See that levee over there? In 1969, Hurricane Camille blew holes all through. He had 19 holes in that levee that opened up these little crevasses. And since then, they've been growing land, and that's how I've learned everything I know about restoration is watching those little crevasses and little diversions build land.
I mean, we did this by building the levees after the flood of 27 for flood control and navigation of the Mississippi River, but we didn't have a mandate for restoration. We didn't know what it was going to do. For 90 years now, we haven't replaced it. It's just sinking out of sight. Here we are. We lost 2,400 square miles of Louisiana.
Look at all the hermit crabs, fiddler crabs on the bank.
Look at that. Look at that. So all this land that we're seeing here to the left, this is all new.
All brand
And
new.
how long ago?
2 years.
Just 2 years. Jeez.
Yeah. This was Bay Denise. It was a bay. As far as you can see, those trees back there, this were all open water. And within 2 years, we built all this. When you have river sediment, you can manipulate it, slow the water down, expedite the growth 10 times.
And what we're seeing right here is just that. That's the sediment that has been deposited from the river as a result of this diversion.
Within another month, all this will be vegetated all the way to the end. And then it just extrapolates and it just keeps growing and growing and growing. You're building land for habitat and for tidal surges. It's a win-win any way you look at it.
So what we're seeing here is a double impact for Louisiana.
For every mile of marsh you have, it knocks the storm surge down 1 foot. Louisiana and New Orleans in particular cannot survive if we don't do this because the water is lapping on it. It's going to break that marsh down till there's nothing left to protect us.
This is awesome because we've talked so much about the land loss we've suffered in Louisiana. We're now reversing that and building land in areas that used to be land, then became water, and is now being restored to land again. Man, I thought this was all existing already. This is all new, too. Wow.
Look at this, an island popped up. Look, last month this was underwater because now the river dropped out. Jump out and go walk out there.
I'm 4 miles out from the Mississippi River in Quarantine Bay, and I'm standing on a sandbar that stretches for about a mile. It's newly created land, sediment from the Mississippi River, man-made, Mother Nature made, And this is what we need to do to save Louisiana. This will be our next barrier island.
However, it's a massive challenge, not only to Louisiana, but to the nation and the world. In fact, it is as important to the people in Chicago, Sheboygan, Shanghai, and Shreveport and Shongaloo as it is to those in Shack Bay, Schriever, and Chauvin. Many facets of Louisiana life and the many contributions Louisiana makes to the world are dependent upon the viability of the coastal marsh. Unlike our neighbors to the east, who beckon tourists to their white sandy beaches, Louisiana has a working coast, and it feeds the nation in more ways than one.